This is Aaron Golub, host of the Blind Ambition podcast. We'll be bringing you world-class leaders, entrepreneurs, and athletes, people who have overcome obstacles and used their ambition to create enormous success in their lives. If you enjoy this podcast, if you get anything out of it, the only thing I'll ever ask is that you subscribe, rate, and review. Hope you enjoy. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This week, I'm joined by Andy Albright. Andy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
Really appreciate it. Andy is a very successful entrepreneur, executive, author, and speaker. I'm really excited to dive into really what's made him see so much success over the years. Would you mind just giving kind of a quick bio background on yourself for my audience?
So we'll make it high level. I grew up in North Carolina, country boy, farming, went to North Carolina State, got an engineering degree. Didn't really want to go to college, just wanted to go to NC State, watch basketball game, football games, but I was good with math, so I got an engineering degree. Didn't want a job, fell in love with this cute little girl that I'm still very much in love with, been married to her 33 years. She wanted to have, house, cars, kids to go to have education, stuff like that. She didn't want to live in a tent in the woods. I didn't care. So I ended up getting jobs, but I was never satisfied with 3%, 5% raises, never satisfied coming to the same place every day. They want to tell me what time to get up. I just couldn't deal with that. So I was all the time hustling on the side, anything I could do. And I found so many different businesses and made a little bit of money with all of them, made a relatively amount of money with insurance distribution, hiring people, teaching them how to sell. And I've had some success with that with our company. And actually, we're able to have a house here. My wife was hanging out on the beach. She calls it her office. She was out on the beach today. We're on Treasure Island in Florida. I got the home that I grew up in. We really fixed it up nice in North Carolina. I got a farm in North Carolina and got a couple jets. And I love to travel with my kids and living life, still running the company.
What was it like growing up, as you said, a country farm boy? Did you have, greater dreams and aspirations back then, or it really wasn't something that came to you until you were older?
Aaron, I watched television and I would see those people, movie stars, concrete swimming pools, the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
I would watch those movies and I would say, I asked my parents, I was like, how do they get to go there? How do they get to go to Paris? How do you get a Ferrari? How do they do that? My parents would always say, we don't know. And so I grew up asking people, who knows? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? And some people say, yeah. Here's what you do. And so that's how that's the simple way I did it.
So it sounds like that kind of you had that curiosity at a really young age, which I think is really important for becoming an entrepreneur, because there's so many different things that get thrown at you every which way. Talk about the early stages. I know that, most entrepreneurs, myself included, struggle in the beginning. There's a lot of challenges. What did you do to overcome them? And, what would you have done differently if you could go back to the beginning?
I would definitely take more chances. I would definitely jump in faster. And I want to say I would work harder, but I can't imagine working any harder than I did. My tail number to my biggest and best and fastest jet is N247RU, but you have to read it like this: I'm N247. Are you?
That's awesome. So, I love that.
I would definitely take more chances and work just as hard.
That's fantastic. I think that so many people are either scared of and are afraid of taking those chances, or just don't want to put in the work that's needed to achieve their goals. And you can't do that. You need to be willing to do both. And I think that's what really makes a successful entrepreneur.
You reckon they scared of success, or you reckon they scared of failure?
No, I think that's an interesting thing because, I always like to say I love failing at things because I don't think that failing at things is a bad thing. I think that when I fail at things, I learn from my failures and then I don't make that same mistake again. And so just because I, don't close a sale today or have a bad speaking appearance or something and it was a failure, I don't consider that a failure unless I don't learn from it. I only consider a failure if I don't learn from it and adjust from it. But I think people, A, don't understand that concept and B, are afraid of failing and probably success as well.
Success is never final. Never. But don't end. Success is never final. Failure is never fatal.
I completely agree. What, led you eventually to become an author, a speaker, and, kind of putting your name out there and building a brand for yourself like you have?
So one things I would ask as a kid and as a young adult, how do these people have enough money to buy a jet? How do they have enough money to buy a Ferrari? How's it happen? And here's what I heard. You have to find a way that you're duplicated or that you have multiple streams of income. And so I was always thinking, how do I have money here, money here? How do I enlarge myself? So if you put it in writing, now I can give this book out. Look how thick it is. If I can show that to a staff person, they read it and do it. I give them another book and the 8 steps and the 8 steps of success, and they do that. What that's doing is that's duplicating me. That I've given them something that they can turn around and they can churn, they can hustle. So multiple streams of income with multiple people trying to help them move along. Your most appreciable asset is other people around you. So finding out ways to appreciate the people and appreciate the people. You get it? Like be thankful for them, but make them more valuable. So same thing with a real estate property. You want to appreciate it. Like, oh, I'm grateful I got it. And then you want to appreciate it, paint it, keep it fixed up, put quality people in the house. And now that appreciates it. You appreciate it, and then you appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting take and important. And I think most people don't see it that way, and they should. You know, what others, of your let's say your 8 steps of success, what are the ones that you think most people need the most help with or need the most work on or just plain and simple just don't do?
This one, I've hurt people's feelings with this one, but whoever you hang around, you're going to be like them.
Yep.
So I don't want to lose my friends. Do you want to lose the level of tax you're at? Do you want to move up to a different higher tax bracket? Do you want to move up to a different zip code? It's very difficult to move and stay the same. So it's called association through tapes, books, and seminars, audios, books, and seminars, and who you hang around with. And it's inconvenient and it's expensive. But failure's more inconvenient and more expensive. So quit arguing the price, get new friends, read new books, listen to new audios of people that you aspire to be.
Yeah. And the issue there is that most people see, a seminar, a book, something to improve themselves as a cost, whereas that they should be looking at it as an investment. And I think that's not only the same with that, but it's the same with so many things within life. There's 2 types of people who see things as costs and people who see things as investments. And the people who see things as investments and are willing to spend the money to better themselves are the ones who eventually see that success.
Aaron, I had a young lady come into my office, and I told her, I said, I want you to read this book. And this is not the book I handed her. It's a great book by one of my friends, Brian Tracy. I said, develop an exciting future for yourself and your business.
Yep.
Expertly communicate your ideas, identify opportunities. And she said, and it was things like this on the back of Think and Grow Rich. And she said, does stuff like that really work? And I was like, yeah, it works. She's like, oh, I thought they were just trying to sell the book. I said, they're trying to sell the book by telling you what it'll do for you. Like Brian Tracy will do this for you. Like, really? Yeah. And she was like, really? And I was like, I don't even know what to say. So yeah, you're right. Most people don't. I was a believer.
Yeah. And that's important. And once people understand that concept, it's much easier for them to take action, for them to see success. But I think it's that first step that most people don't know what they don't know, and they're not willing to take that chance or make that investment when they should be.
Here's why. The people they hang around don't believe it either. They're associating with the wrong people. There's no more powerful pressure in the world to change you than peer pressure. You change who your peers are, the pressure changes, and so do you.
So what would you suggest to someone who, maybe needs to find different people to spend more of their time with? Because, as you know, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're spending long hours by yourself. And so what would you do to say to someone, you just need to network better, you need to build relationships with people you want to get to know better? What would you suggest there?
I would start, the easiest thing in the world is right here. Audible. Costs a little bit of money. You start listening. I'm listening to Napoleon Hill. Rich guy, smart guy, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's the title of one of his book. How to Stop Worrying and Stop Living. That's what I'm listening to right now. I've read the book several times. Brian Tracy. You hang around these people by getting the audios and getting the books. Then somebody invites you to a seminar, your online social media, you're invited to a seminar, but it's $1,000. Spend it. Or as you called it, invest it. I don't care. I'm saying pay the price. Pay the price of success. Pay the price to change who you're hanging around. That's what I asked you. Did you ever watch TV? Can you not tell that guy's going to jail? That guy is going to buy a hotel. That guy drives a Ferrari. That guy's going to get killed. Like, do you not see this coming? You're not seeing TV. You watch. So if who you're hanging around is going nowhere, go hang around somebody that's going somewhere. And the easiest way is books and audios. And then seminars are expensive, but you got to go. I wish it was easy, but it ain't.
Yeah. No, 100%. Where do you see yourself going down the line in the future with your businesses, with your life, with everything that you have going on? What are your goals for the future, and what do you see yourself doing next?
So 100% of my focus now is success of other people in my organization. I've got friends who've been with me 27 years, and I've helped them make millions, but I haven't helped them get to where I want them to be. And then there's my children, getting them, coaching them. I got a son-in-law. I spent the last 4 days with him traveling around the country on a jet and talking to him, talking to my son, my daughter, just trying to change their life, get them set up for a strong, crazy future. Now, I love traveling. I'm working on 3 different trips with my wife. Me and my son like to do conservation work. We're going to Alaska in May, doing some conservation work up there on the river. They got some mean bears that would need some work done up there. We like to go to Africa. We've got a trip scheduled to the Amazon in Brazil. There's some fish down there that need to be chatted with, had a conversation with them. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm building my business, working with other people and coaching them. That my goal. My name's on the building in a couple of places at NC State. The Innovation Hall, Albright Innovation Hall, is the focal point. It's the center point of Albright Entrepreneurial Village. I love talking to those kids. I love investing in those kids. I'm investing in a lot of their companies. And so it's other people. It's 100% other people.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to, one of those kids right now if they had 2 minutes with you and they said, Andy, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. What advice would you give them?
I like to show them this watch because they like it, right? And I go like, it's just a few Toyotas. But I go, you see that hand going around, tick-tock. Biggest lie being told today out of the depths of hell is you've got time. No, you don't. You have no time. We got to go. You're going to have to prioritize your life. And it's real simple. It's called A, B, C, D, E. A is the most important stuff you got to be doing in your life. Why are you not working on that? B, it's okay. I guess you could do some of that. C, absolute anybody could do that. Don't mess with that stuff. D, somebody else can mow the yard. Somebody else can open the mail. Somebody else. Delegate. Somebody else is delegate. And then E, dude, come on, man. Eliminate. That stuff's killing you. That stuff's taking you backwards. You're losing ground. You're getting negatives. Throw away the eliminate stuff. Throw away the E stuff. But what about the A, B, and C? How do you know? Ask somebody who knows how to make it work. Who knows how? And if they tell you A is the thing to do, there you go. Work on A stuff that nobody else can do that's got to be done. Stuff that makes a difference. B, if you have to, if you're bored, work on B. C, C, it's a C. Why do you want to do that? So it's prioritize your time, TikTok, so that when you get up in the morning, you do an A thing. Because if you don't, you're going to be my age talking about, I wished I'd have done. Get round to it and all those words. And then you go like, whew. You want to live with regret, or do you want to live with the pain and the expense of success? Which one you want to live with, regret or pain and expense of success?
Pain and expense of success. 100%. I think so many people don't realize it, and success loves speed. Like you said, success loves speed. And the people who act now, act fast, and work their asses off as quickly as possible are the ones who see success, and are the ones who see success a lot sooner.
Hesitation to get you killed in war is what all my special forces friends say. I say hesitation to get you broke in business. Make a move, man. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not winning, you're losing. If you're not making a move, you're losing. If you want to be successful, you have to act.
The A is the most important thing. A for action too. Now, call it now or right now. I got on my two little hands on my watch. On the little hand, I got now, and on the big hand, I got scratched right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Andy, first off, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know all my listeners will appreciate it. Any A, last words, and then B, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah. Here's my last words. Congratulations, dude. I'm so proud of you, man. You've been kicked. You've been spit at. You've been talked junk. You've been called all kinds of names, told you couldn't do it, and you just stood up and did it. Dude, it gives me cold chills to be around somebody like that. You're the man, Aaron. Congratulations, brother. And hey, ain't it fun when those people say, you remember me encouraging you and remember me telling you could do it all on? You go, yeah. And you're thinking in your head, no, you were one of them laughing. But you just go on about your business and you keep winning while they are wondering.
100%.
And
thank you.
I'm easy to find. Andy S. Albright. Andy Spencer Albright. Andy S. Albright. Facebook, social media. I love it when I get notes. People say, do you answer them? Do you look at them? Yeah, you're important. You matter. I want to hear from you. I appreciate you, Aaron.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed it at all, if you got one thing out of it, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you.